Hello and welcome to the New Moon Wisdom Gathering today. I'm joined by Karen today, and let's just see. Let's do this in gallery mode so that we can see each other side by side. I'm so happy you're joining us today, and we have a new moon in a Taurus, and before we drop into the energy that is around us already, let's just drop into ourselves and feel ourselves with a few breaths. And so I invite you to just join in, and if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And just feel yourself in your space. You can place your hands in your lap or on your womb space. You can place your hands on your heart if that feels comfortable for you. Whichever is right for you, you can choose it. Just let the energy flow through your hands as you breathe. And take some conscious breaths deep into your belly and slowly releasing them. Just feeling into your space again. Knowing that you're here in this moment to experience, to feel into the energy of the new moon cycle that's ahead of us. Just keep on breathing in your own rhythm and feel your feet on the ground, connected to the earth, connected to Mother Earth, part of nature. Feeling grounded, feeling rooted in this very moment. And with every breath you take, you feel your body really relaxing into this space. And feel into what you might need right now. You need to shift a little bit in your seat to make it more comfortable. You need to take a deep breath in and slowly exhale, releasing any worries of the day. And just know that it is safe for now to let go and just be here with yourself. Be here in this space together. And when you feel comfortable, you can come back out of this little meditation. Move your body as it feels right for you. And open your eyes. Welcome back.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yes. So Karen, we're moving into another new moon cycle now.
Yes.
Taurus new moon, and shortly after the energy will be shifting into Gemini, just like we had last time. Last time the energy shifted very quickly from Aries, and then a half an hour later it was Taurus. So we have the blending and mixing of those two elemental energies coming together. I find it quite exciting, actually. The earth and the air energy meeting together. Yeah, how do you feel about that?
So, honestly, I think that earthy energy is more challenging for me, not as I've gotten older, but I have very little earth in my chart. So I think one planet is in the Earth's sign. It's challenged. That air energy, if I follow my Joytis chart, I am actually Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
That is my prominent energy. So that air energy always kind of, I feel good with that airy energy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, and it's changing all the time, mutable, isn't it? Gemini is a mutable and constantly, changing. So I'm comfortable there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more so than the fixed
Mm-hmm.
Earth. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, great time, I think, to start new things, isn't it? And
Yeah, yeah,
well,
to
every
do
new moon, yeah, but
every new moon
Gemini.
anyway. Yeah, and moving then into Gemini season, we have that energy of connecting with others as well, being open to receive and open to communication, but it's all light. It's very light-hearted. It's nothing where Taurus can be quite heavy at times and quite settled in its ways. And Gemini is like a butterfly exploring flower to flower, and yeah, and that's definitely an energy that I would like to invite into my life.
Absolutely.
Being a little bit more airy and adventurous and just having fun, and yeah, but also remembering to tap into my physical being, my physical body. What do I need? It's not just always airy and out there, but also what do I need in this moment? And that's where we feel grounded again and come back into our own space and feel nourished. I think that's one of the lessons that I definitely learned from Taurus, is to really feel nourished and
Into this physical body.
yes,
And yeah,
yeah,
I mean, really, our mission.
taking care of myself is also very Taurus energy. And as soon as I take care of myself, I can also indulge in all of that airy energy as well. Definitely. Because if for me personally, if I don't feel grounded enough, then I actually have a hard time experiencing the earth and the air energy, because I feel too scattered.
Scattered,
Yeah,
right.
I feel too scattered, and if I know that I'm anchored in myself, then it feels lighter for me.
Oh,
And I'm not
definitely,
really in my
absolutely.
head all that much, but I can experience the air energy a little bit better as well. It's that blending of the opposites here. And that's what I enjoy with these two
And
signs.
honestly, the earth element kind of reduces that airy feeling. It
Yes.
definitely does. It grounds you, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Hmm.
So also on another, I was reading earlier that this is a black moon.
Mm-hmm.
Only comes around once every 33 months, a seasonal black moon, which means it is the third moon of 4 in a season. So those new moons were on March 21st, that began on the spring equinox
Mm-hmm.
of March 21st, and then April 20th, May 19th, and then June 18th is the end of the season of the new moons. So this is kind of a special
Mm-hmm.
new moon called the Black Moon. So I thought that was kind of interesting, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you work with that energy a little bit? Do you have a
Um, some people, me personally,
Mm.
no. I mean, I don't, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And because I do often honor, you know, those sacred moments that are more special, are more, you know, special than others. I really did not, I just read about this today. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what I'll do with that
Mm-hmm.
yet. So
Yeah.
I'm not quite certain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some people don't even think of it, other people do. So I don't know where I'm at with that yet. If, you know, I always try to do something with every new moon. So,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, that's also something that sometimes I pay attention and sometimes it just
right,
slips my mind. And I think it's more present when I see that there's two new moons in the same month. And that's not
right.
the case this time. So it wasn't quite um in my focus. But yeah, I will tune into it. Hello, Ruth. So happy
Oh,
to have
hi
you
there,
here.
ladies. How are
Happy to
Hello.
you?
have you here. Oh, how are
Very
you
good.
Thank
doing?
you. Huh? I'm
How are you
I'm
doing?
doing I'm doing well. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's actually absolutely. I'm starting a new cycle, particularly with Taurus coming in,
Yes.
because grounding, it's like, all of this stuff up here, but
Mm-hmm.
there's something to grounding it and bringing it back down to earth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's what
Yeah.
we were just discussing, that even it's Taurus, but it's also Gemini, and I was saying that um I definitely like leaning into that Taurus energy to really feel anchored in myself before Gemini takes over everything and I'm up here and like all scattered. So it reminds me to come back in and
Isn't it interesting? All of us are water people, and I was that you. It's interesting you should say that, Alexandra. I was just walking around thinking, I'm glad for some of this earthy energy. I
mm,
need it. My Pisces
mm,
self needs this earthy energy,
yeah,
and so I'm glad for it.
yes, I am too. I am too. It's yeah.
I think more comfortable in an airy than I do the um, Taurus in the earthy. I was saying I only have um, one planet in my chart in Earth energy. So it always feels I really feel it almost heavy when I'm into that Taurus. It doesn't feel like myself so much. I feel really
Hmm.
exhausted and tired more so than when I'm in another. I don't want to move. Honestly, when I'm in
Mm,
that Taurus energy, I just don't want to do anything. It's really hard for me to get going and
Interesting.
wanting to. So, yeah.
That's interesting. That's
mm,
really. See,
Is it?
I have none by sign. You see, I have no Earth by sign.
I have one.
So I get to try out earth energy, and I actually like kind of bumping up against it because I have quite a considerable amount of air,
mm,
and I only have a tiny little bit of fire, and I
mm.
got all this water and air.
Yeah, I have water, fire.
You say you feel kind of tired, but I just feel kind of like, well, let's just get this, whatever it is that I'm doing, let's just get it done.
Done.
That helps
I
me
feel
to.
kind of,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want to move sometimes when
Oh,
I'm.
really? Uh-huh.
We were just discussing the yeah, the new moon energy that's coming up and the two signs really. First that earthy um earthy Taurus helping us to stay anchored, and then going into Gemini season. How do you interpret that for yourself, Ruth?
Well, I was actually, again, I've really taken it to heart in terms of my own chart. And one of the things that and this may not be for anybody else, but with this fixed sign energy, because, all right, you can have the creative vision, but all of this Taurus energy says you've got to ground it and build something in form in a different way. So that's how I'm dealing with it.
But you've been
Yeah.
studying astrology for years and years, haven't you?
Yes, for many years, but you still, and that's why I attempt to teach to get across to people um, in terms of taking it and using it for your own awareness. It's not just teaching what this sign means or what this planet means. There comes a time when your intuition, when it really and truly does become that map of guidance. And so, yes, I've been studying, and then all of a sudden, little light bulbs start to come on as to how I can utilize this finally. And Jupiter, the big thing we really need to understand is that Jupiter energy, whatever it's going to hit, is going to expand it. So we better get some kind of positive attitude about whatever it is that we're feeling or wanting or valuing.
Yeah.
Because if we got a negative, it's going to expand that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So what are you two doing with it? How are you going to use this energy? Because it's going to be there a whole year, from now until next 2024.
Oh,
Well,
really?
for me,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
See, I did not know that. So I really did not know that. So
Yeah, I'm actually quite excited about it because it's Jupiter is returning.
Oh,
Me.
So you're in Jupiter.
I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
So my Jupiter as well is in Taurus, and that's probably why I really enjoyed Taurus season, because that's that's a happy space for me, and as you say, it expands that feeling. So yeah, and it's in
And it's sitting across from you've made peace because you're Scorpio. So Taurus is sitting right across.
yeah.
And either it can be your opposition or it can be your complement. And you've decided to make it your friend.
Taurus has always been a compliment for me.
Oh, good.
Taurus, I feel that Taurus and Scorpio, it's a love match. Even
Right.
though we're
Okay.
opposites, it's
That's beautiful.
I feel at home. And yeah, so I'm actually quite excited that I have this year to feel into that energy and see how it's going to help me expand. Yeah, I'm quite excited.
Beautiful with what Alex was saying. She's made peace with it. So, hey, she's made peace. It's just going to expand on that theme.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to these next weeks, because it's definitely Taurus and Gemini. I am going on vacation twice. Traveling. So there's gonna be
That's definitely Gemini.
Yeah, there's gonna be connections. There's gonna be good food.
Oh yeah, Taurus loves food.
We have different countries. We have that expansive feeling of
you're right in it. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
And Jupiter, of course, ruling Sagittarius. You have to bring in Sagittarius, traveling, other places, people.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to this next moon cycle. Feels good. Feels really good.
Well, one of the other ones for me is the creative. I've had this heavy duty creative thing, particularly coming through the music and the sound. And I've actually been able to feel that since it really started last September, a year 2022. I could really feel it. And this coming Wednesday, I don't know if I shared this with you. I decided that, remember, I went to music school and I had to do the stuff, this is in jazz. And so I had initially started, you have to go through playing in the big band and all that kind of stuff. But this has been almost 9 years now. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go in here. And the band director, I think one of the things is that he knew he needed to have, because there's not very many women playing in the big band, you know. So I get in and I start to feel this energy, and I think this has to do with the Uranus and Taurus. It's good that because I'm doing something that is different. You see, that's a good way to channel that energy into an expressive kind of activity. And that would be Taurus right there.
So basically it's making things real now.
And it made it real. And so when I went in there, you know, and it's like I got as real as I could get. I'm the first time I'm stepping into playing two solos, which is a big thing. And I was thinking about that. Any place you have Leo in your chart is where you got to step somewhat into the light. But again, that focus on with fixed signs. And I think this year we all have to give something out. And so by saying, all right, I'm willing to face my fear. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this because as women, we need to see other women doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Ruth. Mm-hmm. That was a nice excursion into the astrology at the moment.
Well, it's astrology, but it's energy. I'm actually looking at the frequency. You know,
the frequency of each of these signs and planets as well.
Yeah, how it's manifesting in my own life. You know, I'm using that language, but I'm actually seeing the manifestation of the thing happening.
Yeah. And that's what I really like about astrology is it's if we really pay attention, we can see how these different energies are manifesting in our day-to-day life.
Like you're traveling and you're grounding because you really, by traveling and going, I mean, literally on the land itself, on the earth itself, yours is grounding in being present. And that's another Taurus description, being present.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so let's just move on a little. Karen, I think you've brought some stones.
I did. So
all right.
Let's hear about that.
You know, I today as I walked, sometimes I don't really have crystals that just come. What I have to do is put an intention out there. And today I asked what stone can work with the wisdom of this new moon. So, and you know, it doesn't always pop in my mind either. So what I have to do is sometimes walk through my home. And I have a lot of crystals out. I actually have cabinets of crystals. So, you know, I'll walk through my home or else I'll go into a cabinet and see what pops for me. Usually I'm visually inspired. And that's exactly what happened today. Some couple stones came forward. And I think the first one of my first stones that I ever worked with was smoky quartz. And you know, that beautiful grounding. Yeah, this one's and you know, I have many different examples. And you know, this is a real easy stone that many people have worked with and often they have at home. So that one really came forward for me today. And you know, the Druids thought this was the stone of power. I have this beautiful little, you know, I have a lot of examples of smoky quartz. I just love this. So, you know, that Taurus energy, that grounding energy, even though, grounding. You know, absolutely, you know, my South Node is in Taurus. I'm wondering if that's why sometimes that energy doesn't feel good to me. I don't know. But anyway.
Okay. Now we get to the story.
Okay, that's what I figured. You know, that's the tail of the dragon or whatever. So, but you know, so I have a lot of different types of smoky quartz, and just, it's considered a stone of power and real potent. And boy, the Druids thought it was like it guides the souls to the afterlife and things like that. Shamanic, the psychopomps use this stone to take people into the afterlife. And it also is one that really helps you to allows you to reconnect and enter into communion with the earth, and not only let go of that, but it allows you to receive also the energy from the earth. So it's a really protective, grounding stone.
Mm-hmm.
So that one came forward. And I'm wondering if, we did that whole tarot challenge with the pentacles, and I had some pretty challenging cards. So wounds and healing and everything like that. And I think that letting go of some of those, this will probably help me do that. So if you have any smoky quartz, this one's just beautiful. It's a library.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's considered a cathedral library type quartz from South Africa. But and then I have an celestial. I have a lot of different smoky quartz that I work with. So that stone came forward, and then I had another one. It kind of is going along with that whole, this is an infinite, which is, it's also kind of earth energy. It's like a specific type of crystallite and serpentine. And these are,
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's the healer. So, this popped, and it certainly could be because of my challenging cards that I really needed to do some healing with the Knight of Pentacles and all that, or all of the Pentacles, the Tarot Challenge. So and this is, it kind of offers support and healing those feelings of grief. And it definitely is an earthy energy also, earthy elemental energy. But it also supports you and with tranquility and serenity and all those other things. So kind of a nice, but I always ask that if these stones don't resonate, if you don't have any of these stones, no problem. Go out and find a stone of your own. Just put out the intention that what stone will support me with the wisdom of this new moon. Mm-hmm. And that's what I ask for you to do. But these came to me, and I'm sure it's because of the cards that I've been pulling this week. So even though I've asked for the collective, I'm sure my own inner healing was needed. So smoky quartz, just a wonderful vibe. I mean, this just makes me, and I feel really wonderful holding and working with an earth stone, but some of that earth energy when I just can't move with it. So it does make sense to you, Ruth, that now that my south node is with Taurus. So
well, this is just a word, but you might want to, this is how I deal with the south node, because we all have one. But I deal with it as though we're all wearing a backpack. And in that backpack are the things that we have been, quote unquote, in the past, that which we already understand, but sometimes we kind of forget. And when we're working with the North Node, because that's the destiny, we're kind of not. For example, you're working with Scorpio energy in your North Node. So you're getting used to the Scorpio energy, but sometimes nothing goes to waste in the universe because everything is energy. So sometimes you got to reach back in that South Node backpack and pull out, just like you did. I think that is an excellent example how you're using the South Node with your love of crystals, you see.
Okay.
And your knowledge and your will connection with it, that is like the South Node knowledge and awareness that you bring with you. So then you can take that and move it into the North Node, Scorpio, because Scorpio loves nothing better than deep diving into the mysteries, into the occult, into
gosh.
understanding
Oh
stuff.
my goodness. Well, thank you gosh, that makes so much sense to me. Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. I'm wearing my
Well,
backpack. And like
okay.
I'm in I got North Node in Gemini, but my South Node obviously is in Sagittarius. So what wisdom did I bring with me? I don't have to deny that, but I do need to pull it forth sometimes and send it into that Gemini awareness of how
Okay.
to communicate this out into the world. My biggest thing is I've struggled with how do I communicate what all the stuff that I brought with me, and so that's what the Sag will do, help me to communicate it. Then I can learn how to do it better.
I see. Wow. Wonderful. Thank you. So I just kind of want it. Also, if you want to create a better relationship with a crystal, first of all, I just want to kind of touch in with these real quickly. Choose a stone, and it can be as simple as create any kind of intention you want. What do you want to use the stone for? What do you need from the stone? What kind of wisdom? And one thing I always like to do is ask the stone permission if it will even sit with you. I mean, sometimes we'll say no, and well, how do you feel that? Sometimes you have to use some of your senses, and maybe there's a ping in your body. Just what a yes or no, or even check first to find out what's yes or no for you in your body. So if the stone says yes, give it an offering, any kind of offering. Then just sit, relax, ground with it. I like to really introduce myself to a stone, thank it for its beauty, its wisdom. Just be grateful that it's there with you. And then really to sit down and relax with it, connect with it, is use all of your senses. I can feel sometimes I get words in my knowing. Some people hear, some people taste, some people, there's all those different senses, the clairs. So you can ask a stone questions, feel into its vibration, however you want to use your senses. And you can even speak directly to a stone. Honest to God, you might get a subtle message, you might get something going in your body, a feeling in your body, a ping somewhere. You might get a word in your mind. I mean, or you might get nothing, and that's okay. So you can ask a stone questions. What wisdom do you want to share? Anything you want to ask a stone. You might get a response, you might not. Write it down. Thank you. Thank the stone for sitting with you. Journal your thoughts and just remember to return, because the more you work with that stone, the more resonant, the more in tune with it you become, and you might learn those subtle messages. It might take a while, so just be prepared for it to take some time. Some people are, intuitively, they are just, I've known people that the stone will tell it exactly where to place it on your body. I know people that can do that. I can't. So, mine's been a long road. So just be patient. So that's all I wanted to share about the stones today.
Thank you so
Karen,
much.
you
Thank you,
have just
Karen.
given a recitation on your South and North Node.
Okay.
If you heard yourself, here it is, your groundedness. That's the South Node. And then you literally sent it into the North Node in Scorpio with passion and intensity, and you explained it.
Okay.
And
Well,
you literally are teaching how to use the scorpionic energy to refer back and link to your South Node. You just gave them a whole recitation on it.
well,
exactly. You utilized exactly that today.
Well, how do you like that? So I guess today I feel really grounded in my Taurus energy.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm thinking I will pull a card for us all.
Okay.
And we will just have a little discussion around this card.
Okay.
And then we will close our official part of the session, and then we can pull cards for ourselves individually. Okay?
Okay. Yes. Sounds wonderful.
Oh. Let's see. The
And
card for this season.
I just wanted to show this beautiful card. This was on the top of my deck that I haven't used for about a year, the moon. I thought that was very apropos. From the Moon Child Tarot. Just a beautiful card. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is.
Isn't it?
Can you hold the box up, Karen, of that
Sure.
deck?
That was, I haven't used this, the Moon Child Tarot by Danielle Noel.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
Yeah, I haven't used it for probably a couple years, but just a beautiful card. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry about that. I just had to throw that in.
Okay, so I'm using the Slow Tarot because I definitely feel that is a Taurus kind of deck. Yeah. And the card that I got is the Nine of Cups.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have this elderly lady. I think she's really content with herself. She's feeling good in her space with her little cat there. And she has a photo album on her lap. And she's also looking at the past, but being present in the moment. It feels to be. And I definitely feel that this has some Taurus energy in it.
Yeah.
It's yeah, being present in the moment, being present with our own roots, referring to the photo album. It looks black and white, so it looks like it's a bit of a nostalgia happening there as well. And then we have that little kitty just sleeping there, resting. And it's also peaceful, really, really peaceful. And she has all that crockery behind her, so she's also prepared for entertaining guests. It's all there if she wishes to do so. Yeah. So it also
that's very Taurian. That's very Taurian.
Yeah. I was
because my observation of Taurus people is that they dearly love their photo albums. They love. I can think of one person in particular. She has a real. I call her teacup. Because she's a bona fide Taurus and she loves getting these tea sets and all of that kind of thing. And I actually call her teacup.
Yeah.
So I see all those cups almost as all of her different accomplishments or all of her different things in life that have significance. She's appears to be in a crone stage. Yeah. Is she? Okay. Yes. So she has some wisdom and yeah, very content and satisfied.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That really honestly doesn't look too cuppy.
No, but we have all the cups in the background, so yeah.
Right, except for the cups in the background, it doesn't look. It looks like you have the blue, which is kind of watery color, but yeah.
Well, that 9 is kind of completion,
right?
When you go when you become a wisdom keeper, you've gone around the moon and the sun a number of times.
Yes,
and so something has been completed in her life.
Yeah. And
so I'll take that.
Quite content. She feels quite content with what has been completed. And I feel the message for me personally now here is also to take this new moon cycle to express my gratitude for what is, and what has already manifested in my life, all the cups I have in my cupboard.
And you know, one description of Taurus too is about your self-worth and what you value, in terms of, just like you said, being appreciative of the gifts that you have. Because we often don't think of ourselves that way, but everybody has resources.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
has
Yeah.
gifts.
Yeah.
But we are so busy sometimes looking over here, we forget that, oh, I've got mine right here. And she understands that. She's a wisdom keeper. So
Yeah.
she has come to understand, to value
Mm-hmm.
some of what she is, of who she is.
Yeah.
What a beautiful anchor card for the
Yes.
new moon, this new
For
moon.
this
Yeah.
new moon. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so thank you so much, ladies, for sharing all your wisdom with us today. And yeah, in June we will have our next new moon wisdom gathering, and I really look forward to seeing you there as well and continue our discussions, all the energies that we're experiencing. Yeah. So, any closing words from you ladies, or are we good?
I just want to thank you, Alexandra. I appreciate this. Love gathering with like-minded ladies, and oh, it's just wonderful for me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. And well, bye for now. See you in the next session.